Hello, good afternoon. My name is Alberto Serrano, and together with Roy Llano, we would like to present our paper conference, which title is Enhancing Language Learning Processes Using Artificial Intelligence, the case of simulated scenarios in tourism studies. We come from the Tourism School of the University of Zaragoza. Here are the topics we are going to talk about during this presentation, and we would like to begin talking about a survey that was carried out by Goldman Sachs that talked about the impact that the generative artificial intelligence is going to have in the tourism sector according to its potential employment destruction. So nowadays it arises in the field of the tourism sector the following question. Is artificial intelligence a threat to our professional landscape? And nowadays there is a significant reaction from professionals of our sector. However, the implementation of new technologies and the artificial intelligence in our sector, in tourism, is an irreversible process that possesses a number of challenges, but a number of opportunities too. For example, in the framework of tourism studies of the University of Zaragoza, we consider that the application of artificial intelligence in the process of learning foreign language offers great potential. For instance, in the personalization of the learning processes, and it could help us to expand the cognitive abilities of the students. So this research project addressed two key questions. Can artificial intelligence effectively engage language learning students through simulated scenarios? What's the students' attitude towards integrating AI-driven tools into the language classroom? So our main objective for this research project was to implement generative artificial intelligence together with project-based learning methodologies in the subject of Tourism English 2 of the Tourism degree at the University of Zaragoza to reinforce and personalize the students' learning processes. Our starting point is that we are full professors at the University of Zaragoza in the degree of tourism, and we are taking a crucial moment, in a moment of renewal of the education we offer in the degree of tourism, and a moment of renewal of the methodologies we apply in this degree. So we implement this research in the second year of this degree. And we have some secondary objectives, for example, to implement ChatGPT concretely in the foreign language teaching process with second grade students. We would like to know too which were the opportunities and the disadvantages of the application of ChatGPT in the degree of tourism. We wanted to know too the students' perceptions regarding the implementation of this artificial intelligence in the classroom. So we conducted a survey to analyze and evaluate the results obtained, and we implement our professional point of view to analyze and to evaluate the potential or the potentialities of ChatGPT. Our methodology. We divided our research project into four different phases. The first one was to that the students engage orally with ChatGPT in 5 simulated scenarios in the industry of tourism using voice control for ChatGPT. So the students could develop a role-playing conversation with the artificial intelligence. And afterwards, they completed a structured report about the conversation they carried out and the error corrections offered by this artificial intelligence offered by ChatGPT. And afterwards, we conducted a comprehensive survey of ChatGPT's efficacy as an interactive language learning tool within the SL classroom of the tourism degree. And we involved 15 second year tourism students, and we gained their perception about three topics, three different topics: practicability, language learning, and error corrections. And the survey assessed various aspects, including the role in facilitating language acquisition, error correction capabilities, user friendliness, and its impact on language proficiency and motivation. We wanted to know in this survey the attitudes of the students towards integrating these kind of technologies in the language curricula. And on top of that, we analyzed the error corrections capacity of ChatGPTs. Okay, so here are our results. According to the practicability of ChatGPT in this language, in the implementation of ChatGPT in the classroom, the students find really useful to introduce this artificial intelligence in the classroom, and they found the interface really user friendly and intuitive to for engage their participation in the language practice and in receiving feedback. And as we can see in this graphic, they found really useful according to its practicability and the possibilities the ChatGPT offered them to enjoy this process of learning. The most part of the opinion were positive about this implementation of ChatGPT. But there were some problems related to the understanding of the context of the role playing. Some of the students didn't feel comfortable talking to ChatGPT, and sometimes the answer they received lacked in incoherence. According to the language learning processes, the most of the students found that using ChatGPT enhanced their motivation through working with practical and professional scenarios, and the perception of the influence of this technology in their language acquisition process was positive because most of the students found it helped them to practice the speaking vocabulary and correct everything, and they do that, and the technology do that in a very quickly manner. But at the same time, the most of the students were not willing to introduce this artificial intelligence or this instrument afterwards outside the classroom. And according to the error corrections, students perceive that ChatGPT offered them alternatives to improve the quality of their conversation. They perceived the coherence and clarity of what they were talking about were higher after the corrections offered by ChatGPT. And they perceived that this artificial intelligence was able to adapt the answers to their specific language proficiency and to their individual needs. However, what's the point of the teacher after analyzing the dossiers offered on written by the students? It is really useful to improve the language learning processes according to the corrections offered by ChatGPT. And we find that the error correction was rather positive because ChatGPT generally corrects well syntactical and lexical issues. It offers different alternatives in terms of clarity. It corrects pragmatical issues and adds missing information when it's needed, and it mostly corrects issues related to coherence and incomplete information. However, at the same time, we found that there were plenty contextual misunderstanding. The corrections were sometimes too as abstract and not satisfactorily adapted to the interlocutor's language level. ChatGPT sometimes highlights mistakes that are not really mistakes, and other times it highlights mistakes but does not offer any corrections. Sometimes the issue there were an issue with the punctuation, so there were some negative aspects according to this capacity to correct the surveys written by the students. So our conclusion is that ChatGPT is a language learning tool and has a really high potential to enhance the learning experiences of the students in various ways. But there are some areas that require improvement. For example, the scenario comprehensions, dialogue coherence, voice comprehension sometimes, user friendliness, language promotion, and address these challenges through further refinement and development could make ChatGPT a more effective and user-friendly tool for language learning. And future research and development should focus on enhancing its contextual understanding, coherence, user-friendliness, and pragmatic understanding to fully realize its potential in language education. But we find it a really interesting instrument to implement in our classrooms. And here a little bit of bibliography, and thanks for your attention.